Show. I just finished having lunch. My legs, ooh, they aching today. I don't think I drank enough water yesterday because they are achy on top of achy. And I have physical therapy later. But I was mindful of making sure that I'm getting my proper protein intake so that as I'm working on these muscles, as these muscles of mine are rebuilding, they have the proper fuel to rebuild. Now, I did have something greasy because I felt like it. It's my prerogative. I'm a lady. I'm in my 40s and I do what the heck I want to do 95% of the time. But they achy a bit. So I had a lot of growth. It seemed like rapid growth, so it didn't feel too great. But this morning, I was like, okay, girl, look at you growing. You still about to deal with shenanigans. I really don't necessarily have to deal with all shenanigans, but there are a level of shenanigans that I do. Um, just have to accept because I have decided to accept my divine role in humanity as being the divine, unique individual that I am. And I know that that is not comfortable for others, but it's comfortable for me. I'm comfortable being me. Outside of these achy legs, I'm good. So I did a live yesterday after my first class. I got to spend time with the birthday girl, and that was fun. She was dressed up, did up. If you got to catch my live, I posted it. I think I just made it public, though. It's about like 18 minutes long. She looked so pretty. She had on a little crown. She had on a pink dress. She had on her pink shoes. And if you don't know, green and pink are two of my favorite colors. And no, I'm not joining AKA just because green and pink are two of my favorite colors. That's not what I'm doing. I like Delta better. Um, but nonetheless, yeah, she was pinked from the head to the toe. And I was like, go ahead, girl. And I don't know why I thought she was older. This is why a lot of people think I'm younger. A lot of these young people look older than what I is. I thought she was like, maybe in her late 20s, but she like brand new. She's in her early 20s. She's only 23. She's a baby. I could be her mother. So I spent a little bit of the morning with her. She came onto my live, said a few words. We chit-chatted. I went and did my work study. I went and did all my classes. It was a good day. It was a good day. And then I had a meeting that was planned. I didn't prepare for the motherfucker because I just was showing up as authentically me. I didn't like sit and premeditate before this shit. It was just like, listen, this is how I feel. This is my issues, and let's see how things move forward. But when I tell you the divine has me, like covered, okay, like covered. Divine has me. Divine was like, listen, I already told you you don't need to be involved in these activities. And here go my stubborn behind, like, but I just want to help. I just want to help. Divine's like, yeah, okay, help yourself. Help your grades. Help get your grades where they supposed to be, Miss Bay. Help your grades, okay? Help do that. Why don't you do that? And I was like, copy God, copy divine, copy. But it was also an opportunity to get to the core reasoning of a few things. There was mutual confusion. I got clarity. I realized that the person that was dishing out this negative energy towards me, even if they weren't really conscious of it, is because of their own history and resentments towards their mother. And because they compared me to their mother, and it was just like, it wasn't like, oh, I love my mom. And from me conversing with their baby mama, I know that their mama is a very strong, I would say aggressive person, but she's very strong, and I don't know what she has did being strong, and I don't know the lady, but I just know that from my interaction with her son, who is an elder to me, which means she's a super elder to me, I would suppose, unless she, was like me, it was a teen mom. I don't know. I don't know all of those things. But I just know that I got clarity onto why it was that way. But there are other factors intertwined into it. And it's because I recognize from my own son's challenges that there is a particular spirit that's just been like, gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. And I was just like, nothing's impossible, but I don't think that's a part of my journey, because I just don't think that's a part of my journey. Like, I get how you even came into existence, you know what I'm saying? And I call this spirit the spirit of addiction. My son is like battling with it, and it's not like no weak thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of strong, powerful people have put their energy into this thing. Like, they feed that thing. So, and they don't realize like they're feeding a thing. They feel like they're alleviating their pains, but you're not alleviating your pain by not dealing with it. You have to like look at your pain like raw. Like yesterday, I had to look rawly like at my pain, and I had a little bit of cognac still sitting there. No, I'm gonna feel all of this, and I boo-hooed and I cried, and I was boo-hooing and crying because I opened up myself, and I knew better. But I still did, because I was just like, wow, that's amazing, and that's amazing, and that's amazing. And let me think of all the good possibilities. And then reality was like, mm-mm. No, no. And I was like, oh, shit, reality. Okay, no, that ain't. But why? Why would all of that? Why? Why would all of that? Is it coming? That's not it, but it's coming. Okay, all right. That's not it. And me accepting that that's not it part it hurted. It was like, ouch. Why does this hurt so bad? Why does this hurt so bad? It hurt bad. It hurt really bad. I cried when I went inside. I freaking cried. Took a nap. Got up. I vented. After I vented, I cried some more. Went back to sleep. I ate a little bit before I went back to sleep. Got up, cried some more, and then like once like everything was kind of quiet, just atmosphere wise. My atmosphere is quiet, but because I live in a community that's loud, I can still like hear all of the everything, my neighbors and outside and this, that, and the other. So once it was like quiet, like around one, it was very, very quiet and calm and cool. And I was just like, okay, now I can do some still time. Now I can do some self work. And, so I did that. And I love Agape International Spiritual Center. It's just always the synchronicities. I never have to look. I never have to be like seeking and looking. It's just, I just press a button, and it's just exactly what I need to hear at the right time. It's just always there to remind me that I have a direct connection with divinity, and to remind me that when I express myself in certain ways, even if others are not receptive to it, even if others don't accept it, that it is still accurate because of my personal work that I do on a daily freaking basis. I consciously know that I'm connected to divine. So when I react and I respond and I say no, and other people are like, no, it's yes. And I'm just like, no. They're like, yes, because let me give you the logic behind why this is yes. And it's like, okay, I hear the logic. I'm a logical person, but I'm also a spiritual person. So the logic cannot override my spirituality, because if that was the case, I would be very mean. I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be allowing this love that flows through me to flow through me, because I'll be logically thinking like, oh, I can't be like that, even being open, even going through what felt painful at those moments. I realized like this is growth. I know I'm not going to stop being open. I'm not going to stop being loving. I'm not going to close up and walk around mean face and all of that stuff. No. I'm not gonna do it. I'm still gonna be myself. I'm still gonna smile. I'm still gonna love. I'm still gonna give. I'm still gonna open up my heart and have my heart open. I just have to remind myself of who I am and just be who I am. And that was what I got this morning, just listening and being reminded through Reverend Michael Beckwith and the Agape family. And so today, um, and I stayed up for maybe about 2 hours, from like 1 to 3, and I probably boohooed a little more because I was upset. I ain't gonna front like I wasn't, because I was, and it wasn't at the person that's healing. It was it was at the healthy masculine. I was upset there, but that's okay. I got over it. I place things in their proper perspective, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I did a video, and I watched the video afterwards just to see, because I know, even though I ain't looking to go into politics, I feel like politics is looking for me to come into it, because it's just, I bring that Crockett type of authenticity. Like, this is what it is. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. Let's do it. And if the shit is fucked up, let's make. That's my perspective of life. And so I did a very so what I decided to do was alchemize into a whole new series. So a whole new series has been born here on the SupaTea Podcast Show. It's called Let's Talk About It. And I think, like I do every Sunday, my Soulful Sundays, every Monday, I'm going to do a Let's Talk About It episode. And none of my episodes are pre-scripted. They have a structure because I guess they have a direction that they're going in. And so for Soulful Sundays, the direction is to go deep. And I don't think I ever do any surface stuff on my show at all. Like, I do funny stuff, I say funny stuff, but even my humor is not like surface. It's like to go deep, to make you ponder, because the joke will go completely over your head if your brain cells ain't working right. I ain't judging nobody's brain cells. I'm just saying it is what it is. Just an observation. And I don't want anybody who watches my episodes, anybody who watches my channel, to feel attacked if I say anything that hits them, because that's not my intention. My intention is not to attack you. I mention my son a lot because there would be no one outside of me and outside of my partner, whenever that happened, that I would love more. Like, my son is right there. He's in the top. He's in the top of the love of the love of the love, okay? My son gets agape love from me. My son gets unconditional love from me. But I had to learn how to also apply that love wisely because of his individual struggle, his individual challenges. I could not save him from those things. I tried for years. I struggled for years. I fought for decades, for a decade per se, not decades because he's 26. So, but I have fought decades for his wellness and for his health and for things of that sort, and I had no idea. How that particular spirit operates, but I observe it, and because I've interacted through loved ones with it, when I mention it, it's not to attack nobody. It's not to say you less than anybody because that's what you battling with. That's not. I want to encourage people who are battling in those areas and let them know that they can overcome that spirit. Like, they're stronger than that spirit. Like, divinity is stronger than that. You know what I'm saying? God is stronger than that. So if they lean into their God self, they can overcome it. That's what I'm saying. Now, if I acknowledge it, if I recognize it, if I speak on it, again, it's not to attack anybody. It's not. But if you feel a way, look in the mirror, because I don't know you personally. I don't know you. If I recognize something, it's part of my gift, and that's it. It ain't nothing more than that. It ain't me, trying to point the finger. No, that's not what I'm doing. It's not what I'm doing. And if you've really taken time to spend with me, you know that's not what I'm doing. You know that's not what I'm doing. If I, you just know. So I know that that is something in the community that I currently reside in. You're like, not lightly. It's there, looking and waiting for moments of people to surrender to it. But my only surrender is to the divine, and that's my choice, And everybody has that choice, and if I can make that choice, then anybody can make that choice. And so when I speak about it, I have to remind people that I have a son that is right there, where they may have been, and where they may be, and it is clear the love I have for my son. And even if I don't necessarily know these people personally, I still have a love just for humanity in general. So I don't want people to feel or mistake my directness and my observations as an attack, because it's not. However, let's talk about it is very raw. Let's talk about it is not, it's very candid. Let's talk about it is very raw. Let's talk about it is unscripted. It's just like let's talk. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw a little bit of ebonics up in my conversation. I think I gotta go clock in. It's 12 o'clock. I got my supposed to go clock in. All right, so that's the end of this show. Let's talk about it. I did my first episode yesterday evening, and it is still uploading. I don't know why, because I got Wi-Fi in the house. I have no idea. But when I went to go look at it today, it wasn't there. So I guess it's gonna happen in divine timing. So expect a new episode of Let's Talk About It every Monday. Expect Soulful Sundays every Sunday, and we'll just expand together. The SupaTea Podcast Show is expanding and growing, and when it's time to monetize, everything will fall into place. So thank you for tuning in to the SupaTea Podcast Show. Thank you for keeping up with my vlogs. Go see the pretty lady in pink from yesterday's vlog. Monday, how my Monday started. That's what I titled it. Thank you so much.